Hey guys, Loman02. Going to be playing some 100 cards single today. I'm going to be playing with an Oath deck. Haven't made a lot of changes to the deck. I believe I made one. Took out, gosh, I'm trying to think of the card's name right now. The Planeswalker removal card, Hero's Downfall, and I replaced it with Assassin's Trophy. This hand does not have green mana, but it has Scroll Rack to make everything go better. It has Memory Lapse, it has Force of Will. This hand's dirtily and clunky. My opponent's mulliganing, which doesn't impact my decision at all. I mean, if they mulligan far enough and they're on a mid-range or a control deck, that'd be good for me. Aggro can beat this hand quite easily. Alright, well, they know I have a Force of Will, they know I have a Scroll Rack. My hand could turn into a lot of things in the next couple turns, though. Well, really by turn 3. Scroll Rack's actually... So, they're playing, I believe... No, they're playing Canadian Highlander. I always mix up who plays what. Like, sometimes folks are playing German, sometimes folks are playing Canadian. I'm playing a 100-card deck. It's... generally speaking, going to be legal in both formats, with the exception that it has a sideboard, which I will not use during this. Don't want to feign anything. No. I don't think I need to. If they have something to do... I mean, they played a Get Probe, so ostensibly they're on like they're either on a combo deck or they're on a control deck, I would assume. Although, I guess Get Probe, alright, you can blow it up. I don't really care if you blow it up. This we are going to fight over, though. I'm going to throw away... I do think Memory Lapse is a better card than Evasive Action. However, to caveat, I do think I just toss down the Scroll Rack here. I'm going to lament it if they play like a Jace, or not a Jace, but like Jace Balerin or something, but if it's not like a Jace, I think I'm okay. Because they could just Wasteland me and play whatever they're going to play anyways on their next turn. Okay, snap, Get Probe. Alright. I mean, they don't know what I'm on, so this is kind of risky, I think. I mean, maybe they really need a land drop. That's why they didn't Wasteland me last turn. Did they find their land? Alright, they did find their land. So they're on blue-white of some sort. Alright, they're on a control deck. Cool. Okie doke. Well, go ahead. They can beat me down with the Snapcaster. I have a lot of counter magic, so that is generally going to be good against the control decks. I could have cycled Teleria West, but then what do I get? Like, what's really good there? Nothing at the moment. Alright, they're on like a Jeskai deck then. So they're probably on more of a tempo-based build. Baral, I don't know, a lot of folks love Baral. I think Baral's only really good in a couple decks. I don't really even like him in control. I guess he's fine in control. It's a good late game tool in control. It's just, it takes a long time for it to get good. Alright. Yep, I'll rack here. One thing of note we did not find is green mana. We're going to Thoughtseize here. Okay. So they had the mana drain in hand. We can transmute our Teleria West, though, which is probably what we'll end up doing. Okay. So we may be dead here. I feel like that's probably what they thought. If they had to pay one more mana, I couldn't have done anything here. So I have green mana to make them pay 3. I can only make them pay 2 with the evasive action on the top of my deck. They could Wasteland us here. The question I have to ask myself is if I'm dead next turn. I'll probably just get the Trop here, I think, No. Yeah, trop. All right, trop. And we could get wastelanded here. That's what it is. Okay. I want to see what we're dealing with here. Ooh, we're out of mana. We're probably just dead then. I was really hoping to hit a land there. And then go to a Dark Petition turn to wipe the board. As it stands, I think we are just dead. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and pack this one in. So I'm going to order it because I don't remember if MTGO bugs out and kills you. Or not kills you, but shows the cards that you have in the that exposed space there. All right, so we're not going to sideboard here because I think we're playing against a Canadian Highlander deck, so I'm not going to use my board. What I like in this matchup, I don't know how much my board. Like probably like the blast and then like dispel would be good. I don't think I'd bring in like drops of honey and stuff like that. Yeah, this hand's pretty close to ideal. This is a certain keeper. I think we do lead with a Foothills here. Yeah. The only thing we're missing is like the only thing we're really missing is like a Force of Will backup and like a Forbidden Orchard. I mean that's like the nut draw, but we do have an Oath which can prolong the game. I'm kind of half tempted to actually end step Brainstorm here. I normally very much so oppose this style of play, but if it sets up the right draw here, okay. Doesn't set up the ideal, but I have another fetch land. I don't think at this point in time I want the intuition. I don't think I need the other. Oh, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna land this thing. If they have like a Spell Snare or Pierce, cool. Now it's their go, and then I'm gonna try to go for an intuition, and I have Life from Loam already in hand. They could have like Fragmentize, not Erasure, like the two-sided card, the flip card. No, they're just fetching. All right, the red-white flip card, not flip, split card. Sorry. Okay. We're gonna duress here, see what's going on over there. Okay, cycling a miscalc. So they have no counter magic in hand. The other option here was to actually not cast Loam and just cast out Merchant Scroll to find Force of Will, or Mystical Tutor to get crop rotation off Mystical Tutor. That's a 2-turn setup. I think I just like getting the value here, because if they opt to Wasteland, they can kind of like, get me. I will draw the Loam back, because I could get lucky and hit something. Well, I did get lucky here. I'm going to get a free card out of them for this. With this, rather. Okay. Well, they really don't have a good option here. They're going to target me and get rid of the Loam. That's cool. then they can stifle with their dude one time. Alright, so they're going to have exactly... Yeah, they got rid of the Reflector Mage. If I had one more mana, I could find my own Stifle here. Yep. You got it. Just going to ditch some cards here to get the rest of their hand down. This is going to go for Force of Will. And now there's not a lot they can do. Yeah, put them to a top deck. I think if I were them, I would have at least seen what I was oathing into. I mean, it's pretty, like, one of the targets is like Emrakul. I mean, like, you're gonna have Emrakul in your deck if you're playing Oath. Generally, I can't think of many better things than Emrakul. Well, yeah, no, this hand's not keepable. Unfortunately, if it had like one green source of mana, I would actually like this hand, but this is a mull. All right, this is a keepable hand. It's got some manipulation. It's got a way to find Oath. I am going to keep that Muddle because it does find Oath. All right, no Delver. All right, Ancestral is beatable. I got time. I do think we just Ponder here to set up our mana, and we instantly shuffle this. All right. All right. Well, the draw has not worked out so far. I mean, we did keep a only one, or a hand that can only produce one color of the mana we need. I could stifle this. I actually don't mind stifling that. It's basically like stopping a fetch land in a way. And I still have Spell Snare here. Okay. Yikes, this draw. 39 land deck, so we should be favored to hit land at some point in time, but right now we're not really hitting our marks, are we? I'll just get this because I can. If they want to counter back, they can. Maybe I should have saved that to stop another counter spell. How many counters are left on this? Well, it's coming off next turn, so I do need to try to remand it. Alright. Go on ahead. Probably going to get countered here. Oh, no, okay. Well, now if we get a fetch land, we're in good stead with Loam. They may just have a bomb to drop. Okay, oh, just Ancestral again, yep. They have a threat. Alright, Vendilion Click. Probably on me or on them? On me, okay. Alright. I mean, they probably don't want to do anything with it because they really don't want me to hit lands here. Could put Loam on the bottom. Loam is a spooky one. Okay, him. Not what I wanted. They got rid of Mystical Teaching. Sorry, I guess it's a value card, but like I feel like alright, go ahead. Oh, they're just done. Okay, yeah, we knew they didn't have a counter from before. Alright, so some pretty interesting games there. We'll see if they'd like another. They still had some time. They had another draw step to answer the Oath itself. That's kind of the threat of Oath, though. I think they actually should have gone for the Loam or the Muddle, though. Let's try a different deck here. What do we want to try today? My hand was good if it hit into lands. That's kind of what my win condition was, just hit mana. At 39 land counts, I think eventually we're pretty well favored to hit. Could just do Sultai Midrange. Let's do some Sultai Midrange. I have to actually look at this deck. This is probably a completely unpointed deck, actually. For Canadian Highlander. What do I think of this hand? This hand's marginal. It wants to hit lands. I mean, that's what this hand wants to do. Can cast a Squall by turn 2, or Mana Leak, has Brainstorm accessible, so if we get a fetch land, it's good. Battered Skull is just bad, but I'm going to keep this. I don't think it's going to get better. This is more of a controlling mid-range deck. This is not an optimal hand, but then again, this deck that I'm playing right now is going to be like an incremental win deck. It's not going to have like exceedingly fast win cons like Oath of Druids. Okay, well, I am going to play the Botanical Sanctum out. That may seem kind of silly here because I won't have Squall up on turn 2, but I do think it's better to leave Brainstorm accessible on this turn just in case we get like hemmed or something like that. Or this happens. Well, I'm going to try to promote them getting a Battered Skull. Alright, go ahead. Now, I do know that I'm not going to be getting any lands. Wouldn't be shocked if it's... Actually, they wouldn't want to get Squall either, because I'm not showing Squall mana next turn. Could just get Pern Deed, depending on what their deck is up to. Pern Deed is a very good card. The one cool... Okay, yeah, Pern Deed makes sense to me. Okay, Hierarch. I thought I ordered that differently. I thought I had Mana Leak on top. That's actually really bad for me. It should have been Mana Leak and then Prohibit. Yeah, that was probably a misplay on my part. Although I will say this, I mean, despite making a mistake with Prohibit and not getting punished for it because my opponent still played a 2-drop or below, I do like the notion. I do like the fact that we did play this, I think, correctly and not sequencing out the Sunken Hollow on turn 1 and leaving the Brainstorm available. Kept a little bit of hidden information from my opponent. They know I'm going to hit with Thrun at some point, but having Mana Leak now feels pretty good. Oh, well, that cannot be countered. All right. Well, now I'm hoping for, what, Thrun? I still have a Batterskull accessible, though. All right. Would have rather that been untapped. If I could Cryptic Command this turn and bounce something, you know, that would feel pretty good. I think what I do here is just leave up Cryptic. Alright, you're getting returned and I'm drawing a card here. They have like a protection spell of some sort? That'd be kind of bad for me. Restoration Angel. Okay, well now if I draw Wrath, they're in a lot of shrubs. Okay. I'm going to play this Gentleman out here to gain some incremental life. It'll block the Luxodon Smiter for a turn as well. And get my Deathrite on. No fetch lands in the yard, which kind of stinks. But I do think it's better than just slamming Thrun. I mean, I could also double block the Luxodon Smiter. I mean, I'd lose both my things, though. 2 for 1 on that card. Nah, probably not worth it. I think I will single block it, though, with the Finks. Yeah, any fetch land would allow me to leave regen mana up for Thrun as well. Alright, they're just going to get in for 4. Cool. Oh, okay, they're going to attack with both. The question becomes, like, you know what? Here, I think I am just going to trade them. I think I'm going to trade them with both my cards, because I have a Thrun in hand to play next turn. I'm going to take 3 in the air, gain 2 back, but if I draw a land, the upside on this is I just slam a Skull, and if they don't have removal for the Skull, like, they can run away with the game. If they do, yeah, that's rough. That's rough beats. But it effectively means they only do 1 damage this turn. I mean, they mulligan pretty aggressively. We've already gotten some advantage out of our cards. Alright, they do nothing. Ooh, Rexage. Well, I did not draw the card I was hoping for here. I don't think we can sit around all day. I'm just going to slam the Thrun down on the board and say, hey, have it. Can this race them? Actually, it may be able to. If I use Treetop Village. Alright, Worldly Tutor is spooky. What does that get? Like Stoneforge Mystic, probably? Stoneforge makes sense. Because they can get Jit, but they can't equip Jit on the same turn. We know they're mana shy right now. But on the following turn, they could slam Jit and then equip it, and then I'm kind of in a rough spot. I mean, the luckiest thing for us would be they, like, slam Stoneforge, then, like, just slam Jit out of their hand to keep it out of their hand so I don't discard it, and we get to Rexage it. That would be the best for me. I don't think they get an answer to Batter Skull unless they're like really desperate. Because then I'm just not going to play it, right? Or I'm going to like wait until I can, effectively play it. Okay, so it's Renegade Rallier. So what are they hoping to... They have a... What could they have? Like Diabolic Intent? No, that doesn't make sense. That's like a card used with a fetch land. Renegade Rallier. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright. Maybe that was a misclick on their part? Okay, Eldritch Evolution. This makes sense. What are we getting for a 3-spot? Finks, possibly. But Rallier's still not getting anything back right now. All I can think of is like Eldritch Evolution into like what? Finks? Eternal Witness. Alright, Knight. Cool. Old coder. Well, that is a tease. Alright, they're trying to cast something out here. We will see what it is. Actually, you need land now for, Alright. Get leaked. Any land now to bounce their whole team would be pretty good, I think. Alright, so we take 3. Alright, Mystic Confluence for the win. Woo! Confluence, powerful card. Alright, not sideboarding. Just playing Canadian Highlander again. I love me some mid-range mirrors. This is exactly that, a mid-range mirror. Alright, let's think about this hand. They have a lot of creatures in their deck. It's got a turn 1 duress. It's got a go for the throw. It really just needs lands. It's got Perndeed. This hand just doesn't have a way to win. That's the only issue with it. So, that's one thing I could see this hand going very wrong with this hand is it doesn't have a good way to win. I don't think it minds if we get discarded on turn 1. We do want to draw more lands, so... Alright. It produces double black now. Alright, duress. What are we working with? Ooh, I am very happy to get rid of that. That's a wombo combo with Cradle. Tell you what. That is a card I do not want to face, but this deck can deal with it. Bug tends to have, or Sultai as it's called now. Alright, go ahead and wasteland me. I got mana. I can draw more. I don't care if it comes to play tapped. Go. Sometimes you just get lucky with Wasteland, but sometimes I think folks pop it off too fast. But their hand was just not good, right? So, they drew that for the turn, so they don't really have anything going on. They drew that for the turn, too. They need to be playing their lands out, from what I know. So now I know pretty much exactly what their hand is. Yeah, I'm just going to play this out and say go. Yep, so now they have one card I don't know about, and 2 cards I don't know about now. Make that down to a 1 again. I think I'm fine remanding this, just to force them to have more draws, or force them into having to miss out on more mana over time, and to get myself a little deeper. I'm actually kind of happy to hit a land there. Yeah, I think it is that time we need to get a threat down. I know on the double damnation hand, essentially, it's a little less good, but I have an Abrupt Decay and a Go for the Throat. They could be on a pod deck. This deck is not a pod deck. At the time, that card was banned in 100 cards, so this deck's not playing it. Assumes... Okay, Anafinza. They're going to try to out-aggro us here. Ooh, and then that came along. You know what? I like my chances in the long game. I'm going to block with Finks this turn. I don't even have to, I suppose. I could just Factor Fiction and then Wrath over the top of Finks. Alright, so we know 2 of their 4 cards. Thoughtseize. Okay, I'm going to let them choose here. They're probably going to take the Factor Fiction, which stinks, but my mana is pretty well set up to cast almost everything except for Primeval Titan in my deck. And I have good removal for the Anafinza. I think the right answer is Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction is a lot of cards. I possibly wanted to do it before. You know, here's my thing with it, though. Like, this deck doesn't have a ton of great win cons, like over-the-top win cons. I mean, it's like pretty much Primeval Titan, Jace the Mind Sculptor, you know, is about it. So I don't really want to lose one of those to Thoughtseize. Yeah, and I figured that was going to go bye-bye. I do have a Snapcaster, too. Cancel. We're actually going to do this. We're just going to go for the throat this fellow and save Abrupt Decay, I think. Because Abrupt Decay can deal with more than creatures, so I kind of like that. Yeah, okay. If I get a card out of it, I don't care about Finks dying. Finks is fine to die there. And now they're going to likely cast out their dude and get to tutor. And we'll see what they find. So we know now that they are down to Gaia's Cradle in hand. What did they find here? I mean, there's an argument to Abrupt Decaying this thing depending on what they get. Alright, Ewit. Okay. Alright, Pern Deed. And go. Well, if they want to do 1-1 beatdown, I think I'm fine with that. And just hold cards in their hand. The one play I'm still not sure on is that Factor Fiction turn. Maybe I should have just popped it off in face of a Thoughtseize. I mean, it was the pretty much a predeterministic take for them. But I do... Alright, that's a good one. Good one to pick up, especially with a Perndine in play. It's a man land that actually attacks for some damages. They may just E-Wit to get back Wasteland now. We'll see. Alright, they played their land first. Interesting. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I went to 23 life because of the silly Swords to Plowshares on my Finks. Another card this deck has at its disposal is Volra's Stronghold, which is a strong one. Alright, Mana Leak. Well, yeah. I mean, if they have removal, they have removal. But if we're going to sit around, I mean, I'm going to force them to show it to me. Okay. Oh yes, I would like to use that. Just get a forest here. Alright. Take me some card advantage. Oh, no, I'm not going to play the birds out. The birds really don't do anything for me here. I can cast every spell in my deck right now with 6 mana in play. I mean, there's some benefit to having more than 6 if you're trying to double spell with inefficient spells. Brainstorm would not be unwelcome here. I would not mind brainstorming away like the Damnation and the birds. Alright, get Mana Leaked. I don't want to give them a free card off of Marsh Flats. I think this really is going to come down to cards. I mean, I'm going to trade card for card there. That could have been wrong. Alright, Cradle. So there's 2 unknowns in their hand. Do I save lands in hand? I think typically I would. However, if I brainstorm here, I already have 2 cards I want to pitch with my fetch land. So, I mean, Damnation's not horrible, but Birds is horrible at this point. It's just not a card that I need. I mean, I guess if I was running Natural Order, which I do not believe this deck is, it could be okay-ish, but not great. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not going to stop that. I can't. Man, even if I could, I don't know if I would. They get Abrupt Decay here. Oh, they get Damnation. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, actually cancel. This is a 3 mana process here. This keeps them off of mana to cast their Eternal Witness on this turn, because Gaia's Cradle will produce 0 mana. Unless they have like something that makes multiple dudes for 1 mana, which I can't think of right now. We do need to top deck here, though. We are getting to a point where we're in a little bit of trouble. Alright, that I can't blow up, so that's cool. Alright, well, Bitter Blossom is a card that I will play out here. Probably going to pop a fetch on their end step. Now, there was credence to playing the birds out too, but I don't think birds does that much here. I guess it blocks a flyer. It's a blocker. They get Eternal Witness back to Kasali. I'd be pretty happy if they were doing that to blow up the Bitter Blossom, though. But just have missed quite a few draw steps here, unfortunately. Yep. I do think I am going to fetch once here on end step. Alright, Recruiter the Guard gets what? I mean, at this point, they can cast up to a 4-drop with it. Could just get Rex Age to deal with Blossom, I don't know. Okay. Yup. What are the best draws in our deck? Alright, Autumn, Night of Autumn. Yeah, it's going to blow up the Bitter Blossom. At a minimum, they're using their cards to interact with my cards, which means if I can get like a Snapcaster, I can probably just blow their board apart, and they're not going to have much left in hand. All right, so I am going to fetch here at least once, just a thin. This is marginal. It's thinning, is all it is. It's not a huge effect, but I'm going to save one just in case I do draw into Brainstorm or chase the Mind Sculptor. All right, Thoughtseize is, well, pretty bad. I mean, I guess we'll pay some mana to see the card in their hand, I suppose. Alright, it's Mox Diamond. And at this point, I'll play the Birdie Birds out. And now we're just hoping for a top deck. Yeah, I have not seen... Actually, I've only drawn one creature this whole game, which is pretty rough. Do I blow up any of their things? I'm going to blow this thing up. I think it's the least dangerous to have in the yard. I don't think I need to block yet with birds. Pod can't be blown up with a Abrupt Decay, so... Alright. I'm going to show them. That's fine. Actually, that was wrong. I should have kept that. Again, Brainstorm. You want to at least have 1 to 2 cards in it. I mean, 2 cards is optimal. I guess I do get to fetch. I get to thin a little bit. Yippity-doo. Snappy would still be good. This looks like a big thing. Like a Primeval Titan or something. Yep, that looks like a Game Ender. That's going to get probably Tireless Tracker. Yeah, this is one of those things with a non-combo based deck or mid-range deck, like you can just get out top decked, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. I mean, I'm not saying my opponent's playing this poorly; they're playing well, but we are getting out top decked. And that's kind of what it is, you know. In these matchups, you don't really have like any over-the-top ways of just winning instantly or from like way behind like this. This deck can't really get back into the game from this far behind. I'm trying to think if there is a way. I don't think there is. Like I don't have like a combo to just kind of like crawl my way back into this or win instantly. Now, if I was like Scape Shift, yeah, I mean, I could win instantly with this from this position if I top decked well. Which is why I think those decks tend to be pretty good in this style of format. I mean, they tend to have a tougher time as opposed to these decks with like true aggro decks like Red Deck Wins or like White Weenie. But yeah, you know, from this position, this deck is not going to be able to do it. I guess one other reason to save fetch lands, actually thinking about it now, is that I do have Tireless Tracker in my deck. Not that I expect that I'm going to get much time using it. I'm just taking this 3. Yep. Snapcaster would still be good. Am I dead? Yep, I'm dead. Go ahead and concede. Yep, just a long string of lands. Does it have a Dark Depths combo? Yeah, it does have a Dark... Actually, that is one way I could have clawed my way back in. Thespian Stage, yeah. Does it have Crop Rotation? I haven't looked at this deck in a while. Just want to check it. Yep, resub. Again, we're not sideboarding here, even though I do have a sideboard built for this deck. I just wanted to relook at the deck and see what my options were for like board situations like that. There was a Snapcaster that would have been so nice in the last game. This is a keepable hand. I'm going to keep this, get to turn 1 Inquisition. You know, ideally we're not getting wastelanded on turn 1. That would kind of stink, but we got a birds to back it up. Turn 2 I'd be better with because I really want this Woodland Cemetery to come into play untapped so I can play the birds out. And then we've got, you know, some ways of dealing with critters. Like a Mana Dork I could just snap off. Alright, so they kept a greedy one. Yeah. Yeah, that was a shady one. I assume they're just going to wasteland me. All right. Try to hope to buy time. All right. I don't like this play, but I think it is correct. I think here I'm supposed to just get their Sylvan Caryatid out of hand, because next turn, if I'm doing it right, the next turn, I'm just casting out Tusk, and that's that. Alright, yeah. Or I could just do this. Which I'm going to do, just to keep them further back. Yeah. That's one of those Savage games where, like, you're on the play, or I'm sorry, on the draw, and you keep a greedy hand, and your opponent has, like, turn 1 discard, and the whole thing can unravel. That's the thing that happens in this format. So, like, you know, and they happen to me more often than I'd like to admit, 'cause I'm like, oh, man, this is so close. I really want to just keep it, KK, man. I don't fault him for it. I mean, the hand did have serious potential. Kalitas is a strong card. And the reason I kind of took the line I took is because I think... I wanted, one was for mana efficiency, and the second part was the most likely card that actually beat me was Kalitas, and I really wanted to save the Edict for Kalitas, and I knew Inquisition could deal with the Sylvan Caryatid. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. 2 games with Bug Oath, or Sultai Loam combo Oath, and then just Bug Midrange. And you got to see 2 longer games with, like, the Bug Midrange deck, and then, like, one where, we kind of lost to one of the things that I do think, like, decides probably, like, frankly, about if both players play optimally, I think about 20 to 33% of games are generally determined by mana, either early mana development hindering one player, or late game mana development, which I mean by that is just flooding. Those tend to be it's almost like draft in a way. And then in the very last game, you got to see mulligan decision making and some of the things that can be exceedingly punishing. The turn 1 discard in this format, Wastelands, they're just there are things you have to deal with in the format, and if you keep a greedier one, well, that's a thing that can happen. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. I hope you guys enjoyed 2 games with 2 very different bug decks. One a combo control deck, and one just, a pretty simple mid-range to mid-range control deck. All right, guys, enjoy and take care now.